So I want to show you guys how I did my intake on my 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. I wanted to do an intake, but I didn't want an open box. So I'm not gonna go into detail of how to do it, because honestly you kind of have to determine which way you want to do it. And there's a lot of ways you can do an open box. You can use just the bottom of the box and leave the top open, or there's a lot of ways, but the way I did it was just get a 3.5 inch tube with it was almost like a 45. You can use a 90 and just cut it at the right place, but mine was almost like a 45, and it just went into the throttle body with the 3.5 to 3-inch reducer. On the bottom I just put a hole with the grommet that already came with the intake that I use, and I just made the hole small enough to where it will be tight on the grommet and on the sensor. Like I said, you kind of have to figure it out a little bit, but this is what I did with the box. On the box I opened a hole on the bottom. It's not perfect. I'm still want to maybe get something to close it up a little bit more or something like that, but for now it works. So yeah, I made a hole in the bottom big enough for the pipe. I put the filter inside, as you can tell, and then the top, the original pipe that came to here, I took it off, and I had this piece of plastic from a different project, and I just went ahead and sealed the original hole so that it wasn't sucking up air from this hot side directly. At first I had left the snorkel on here, connecting to here, which it was good, but the sound wasn't as good as I wanted it. So I really wanted to do the sound. I wanted to take it out to get the sound to come out better. So I did that, but while I was doing this, I also wanted there to be a little more flow to the engine. So the second part that I'm going to talk about on this video is these engines are known for running hot as far as it goes. On the heads, the front head it's good, it's no problems, but the back head tends to have a little more heat because of the design. So thinking on that, I thought about how to get a little more flow into the engine bay, so that not only does the intake get cold air, but the engine overall stays cooler. So after checking the original spot for the snorkel that connects from here to here, I saw that it was very restricted. So right now I already modify it. So you have to open yours to see how it looks originally. But so one of the things I did is there was a mesh here inside of this area right there. So I took out that mesh, I cut it out both sides, and then here there was a couple of areas that had to be cut, as you can tell right there by the design right here. First it came out here on both sides, so that was like all the way up to this point, so it was blocking the air from flowing. And then on this side, as you can see right here where I cut, same thing, that one was going down like this, so it was blocked. So basically the air had to come up through here, up here, and then go down here, then into the ramp. So so it was good if you have the snorkel, because it sucks up the air. But if you don't have the snorkel, you want to have air flow through the engine as easy as possible, so that way you get cold air to the intake and the rest of the engine bay. So now if you look at it from the side of the vent, you can see we have direct flow to the engine, like all around. You can see it from up here too, where we have direct flow. So if you're working on your Pacifica, you will probably uh, open it up and look at this area right here. And I completely recommend doing this, even if you don't want to do an intake. If you just want to, prevent the extra heat from the engine bay. I measure my intake temps, and they were always within like 5 degrees of outside temperature. When I was driving, normal cruise speed, 65 to 70, it was always within 5 to 8 degrees of the exterior temperature, and and the if you wrap that a little bit, it will get even a couple degrees even colder, So it gets really good flow into the engine bay and into the intake area, which is, like I said, the way I did it is just on this area. So the air comes through here in this area, and it's just sucking it up through here. But it also goes throughout this way, So I took it for a drive after I did this, and I let it get really hot. I went for maybe 10 miles, went to the freeway, came back, drove through the street for maybe 5 minutes, came back, turned it off, opened the hood, and everywhere here, all this was cold to the touch. Like everywhere here was cold to the touch, whereas before it would just get hot, like really, really crazy hot. I'm gonna try and see if I can do some temperature readings after I have a chance to drive it and properly heat it up and come back. And I have a thermometer that I can use that can get surface temps, and so I'm gonna see if I can do that and let you guys see the temperatures that it's reading after it's completely warm up, but with the air flowing through the vents, And probably I put the snorkel back and see what it does without the air flowing through the surrounding area, so you guys can see it. But as for what I saw, before I was getting probably 15 to 20 degrees above exterior temperatures before opening this up. And after I opened this up, like I said, it went down to maybe 5 to 8 degrees. So if you guys have a Pacifica, which are known for the head gasket problem on the back head, and you want to have extra cooling to trying to help out a little bit, I will say that this is a really great way to do it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get you guys some temperatures so that you guys can see it for yourself. I read online, and a lot of people have taken out the snorkel, which they were hoping it will help them, and in a sense it could, but since there's so many restrictions here, that's only half of the idea that you have to get done. You really have to cut this out and take out all the restrictions as much as possible, and then you will get a really, really big difference on the heat. Like I said, I took out just the snorkel, and yeah, it was overheating quite a bit. Like not overheating, but the temperature was going high quite a bit on the intake air temperatures and on the engine bay. After this, the whole engine bay was cooler, and the intake air temperatures went down, like I said, drastically. So if you're thinking about doing an air intake, this is how I did it. This is just a generic intake from, I believe this was from what was this one? I think this one from a Charger or something like that. I don't remember exactly. And I just used the pieces that they came to do it. The intake, they came with it, and the box is original. That way I can connect the bent hose back to the original spot, and it sounds amazing. It feels good. It didn't affect it in any negative way. It feels great. And then for controlling temps, this is it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna try to get a view of how I can see it to the engine now after modding the vent area. See, now you see the how the air goes just straight to the engine. All right, well, if you guys have any questions or need any help, let me know. I can make other videos, or I can, you know, guide you to how to do it. Um, the intake. I'm now wondering if I took the top lid off the intake, uh, to see how the temperatures change versus before. Now that I have this flowing air inside, which will make my intake sound a lot better. Which I tried it before and it was really crazy. It sounds really good, but the way it is right now, I highly recommend doing it this way, because you do prevent a lot of the heat from this side coming, on the intake, and the sound is just amazing. It sounds really, really good. I'm so happy with the sound. The car feels good. Like I said, I don't know if it has more power or torque, but it does feel a little more responsive. Sound is great, and I'm most happy for the temperatures. This is what makes me the happiest, is to see that I was able to lower the engine bay temperatures quite a bit, just doing that. So any questions, let me know.